Alright, what about it, YouTube? Okay, I'm going to continue on a little bit with a couple of videos I did talking about the word independence, the difference with that word and freedom. And we're going to walk through it a little bit. And I'm going to use a guy that's commenting. There's this a video put out by these lefties titled Must Watch. This is really touching. The shocking truth this African American is saying about Black Lives Matter, blah, blah, blah. Alright, that's not a big deal. My smart aleck self puts in the comments, is he African or American? You can't have it both ways anymore, unless you can go back and call yourself an American African. Try that. Okay. 3 upvotes, by the way. Then I get, what you'd expect coming back at me. And they want to talk about how the land was stolen and the people and this and that and that evil white man shit, right? So, first I said, show me your receipt or GTFO. Then he comes back with something that, anyway, he goes off about something about the name Africanus and blah, 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 and the Europeans that came in and decided to name things, and, well, who else was going to do it? The dumbasses that were down there didn't have any kind of language that was worth a shit. Anyway, I know I'm sounding mean, and I don't mean to sound mean, but give me a break about who's who in history. And so nowhere in there was a receipt, was the problem. So I said, well, that's interesting, but I didn't catch that you were able to find a receipt. Guess the land was up for grabs then. And as far as the name Africanus, because he's saying, I don't know. He's saying that the name Africanus comes from Leo Africanus. I don't even know if this even is true, and that it means without cold. That's what the name broken down in the old Greek means. I don't know. I don't care. But I always thought that it meant without practical skills needed for independence that can allow for self-governance and freedom. Okay? Let's try to walk through the steps. No one is free before they're independent. No one. And actually, no one is free until they're independent and self-governed. What does that mean? That they have a moral compass that's in tune with the Lord. Because you cannot be self-governed otherwise. And you cannot be fully independent otherwise. You could be monetarily independent, but if you're morally screwed up and you run around chasing people's wives or, God forbid, chasing people's children around or something, or whatever else that's immoral, right? I mean, you might be able to do things to fend for yourself, to be independent that way, but if on the side of it you're a thief or whatever else, right? Then you're not. Then you still need to have somebody come in and check your ass, and you're still a slave to your vices, as St. Thomas Aquinas would say, right? You're going to be a slave to your vices until you get your moral compass figured out, and you're going to be a slave to man until you get your practical skills and knowledge figured out. So, if you want to be free, it has nothing to do with the word. Has nothing to do with somebody granting you that. How twisted is that concept anyway? That I was granted this, really? Like an honorary doctorate degree or something? I mean, it means nothing in real terms. Because in order to be free, you must be independent and moralistically self-governed. Those two things have to come together first before you have a chance for freedom. And when I mean a chance, I mean you still might have to go up against people who think that you still need to be controlled. But at that point, Hopefully you know, with your relationship with the Lord, that you don't need any man telling you what time it is. And hopefully you should have the confidence and self-esteem to know that you don't need any man telling you how to make ends meet, because you got that figured out too. Right? So you know how to act right, and you know how to do things to fend for yourself and provide. There you go. That's what you should be searching for, all of you. All of you. Black, white, Hispanic, African, I don't care. Okay? But let's just try to be honest with the history about where people were at, where some other people were at, and how that clash of civilizations came together. There wasn't much choice for those who had no practical skills and who had no interest in gaining practical skills, except for to either be butchered out or to be enslaved and fostered up with a comeuppance so that they could one day be independent, hopefully moral, hopefully self-governed, hopefully free. Okay? It's not something you just get. I'm sorry. It's not something you just get because you said the word. It means nothing without independence and a moral compass behind it. God bless.